is. Don't act like you don't, because that would be called fronting. And by definition, fronting is a bad thing, at least within the uber sensitive of the most gangster of people. It's been a week, another week roughly. Posted 2 videos last week. One was of me just doing my thing, and then one was from an older video that I actually interviewed with Mike, which was actually at that point in time like 2 weeks old, so that really isn't my most up to date. Not really feeling like a beer right now, but I am having root beer, diet root beer, specifically because it's diabetic friendly. So maybe the DI and the DI in diet and diabetic means something? I don't know. Anywho, had a pretty cool day. I woke up at my mom's. Only hit Phoenix this weekend. Audrey spent the weekend with her other grandmother, which was cool because that's always awesome. I like her spending time with any family members. Hung out there, watched the new X-Men on DVD. Oh, 1 second, which reminds me. Sorry about that, guys. This week's movie pick is actually X-Men First Class. Bought it on Blu-ray. God, I fucking love this movie. It basically, if you guys aren't X-Men fans, which, again, if you're not an X-Men fan, I have no fucking clue how you even understand me, because half my shit is X-Men references. The other half is usually dick and fart jokes. Great movie. Just to kind of touch base, it is obviously the first class of the X-Men. Takes place, like, I think in like the 60s or something like that. Basically during like the potential nuclear war between Puerto Rico or something like that. Anyway, I could be way off. Regardless, though, great fucking acting performances. It basically touches base of where Magneto and Professor Charles Xavier meet, which is not necessarily as on point of continuity as the comic books, but it is handled very, very well. I don't know why I'm having a fucking brain fart, as per usual, of the stars of the movie. Regardless, you get mutants, obviously Professor X, Magneto. You get to see a young Beast, actually in his human form. And if you ask me, this guy did a great job of being Beast, because he struggled with his human side of being ashamed of what he looks like when he looks like he does when you see him in the movie. Obviously, Beast is blue and furry, and you get a blue and furry Beast, so I'm not really spoiling anything, considering if anybody's seen X-Men 3, they should know that he's already a blue furry guy. Anywho, super good. Havoc's in it. There's some cameos by some other guys, and it's pretty funny. Bought it on Blu-ray because I have a Blu-ray player now instead of like buying all my DVDs again and doubling everything I have. I basically just kind of buy the essentials now on Blu-ray, and maybe new ones like X-Men. I would definitely recommend buying on Blu-ray just because it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Anywho, that's my DVD pick of the week, and I am very happy to tell you guys now, very excited, very psyched, I have finally beat Red Dead Redemption. Yes, it was a long time coming. Yes, it took a lot of man-hours. And yes, I may have cried when I fucking finished my last mission. I didn't really. But I did start Undead Nightmare. Haven't finished that yet. Hold on. 1, 2, fart. Haven't finished it yet. I love it, though, because it's pretty extensive, and it's zombies, and it's a Western, and it's dope, and it's really cool. And then I should hopefully have that done by my next 2 days off, which by Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, should be done with Undead Nightmare, which gives me just under a week to bang out Gears 2, much like my proclamation from one of my last vlogs led me to say. So, kind of been a busy week. Anywho, today, woke up, actually watched X-Men with my mom, came out here with Phoenix, dropped Phoenix off with his grandma so he can spend some time, yada yada yada. I did something today with my man Mike Fat Beezy that I haven't done, well, first ever, kind of, and then a portion of it I have done, but it's been a very long time. I went to the shooting range. It was fucking fun. I shot Mike's Glock, I believe. 10 rounds per, 15 rounds, 10 rounds. 10 rounds per mag, from what I'm told. Don't call it a clip because we're not gangster, but he didn't speak for me. I say 10 rounds per clip. Brat, brat! And I fired off a few clips or mags of that, and then I rented a 22 caliber rifle. Very small bullets. I consider myself a beginner because I have no recollection of what it felt like to fire a gun last time. I was so fucking nervous when I was going to squeeze this trigger. I thought I was going to kick back. Literally, I had a sneeze an hour ago that I'm feeling more pain from than I did from the kick of this gun. It was really fun, really cool. Next time I go, I'm definitely getting something with a little more power behind it. I'm still not too gun savvy, so if anybody has any recommendations for a beginner that isn't too pussy, because I felt like a huge pussy in the firing range where like things all kabrah, kabrah, and you can like feel it in your chest. Mine's like like a fucking pea shooter. Please let me know. Personal message me. Let me know if you guys got any more any ideas or anything you should recommend. Anything I can think of music-wise, it's been a dry spell. I've had this huge hankering for some punk in the last like 2 or 3 days. Now, this is not punk, but it kind of segued into my punk listening. I have been listening to a lot of Fall Out Boy from Under the Cork Tree. Haley let me borrow it. Kids love it. I love the album. Not as many hits as I thought were going to be on there. When I say hits, I just mean good songs. There are radio singles that were considered technically hits. But still a solid album. I like it, from Under the Cork Tree. Totally recommend it if you like good, solid vocals and just a good band. Like, I would put them in a rock, but they have slid more into a rock pop scene. Probably started off in a pop punk. But anyway, segues to my punk listening. I went back and listened to some old AFI and then segued all the way up to, I listened to some Black Sails, Art of Drowning, and then Sing the Sorrow, and then I lost my copy of Crash Love, which I listened to it for about a month, right when it came out, and I was on the fence about it right in the beginning, and then I just love the album. I think they did a great sound on Crash Love. Don't have a copy of it. Been looking for my copy. If anybody has a copy I can straight up have, excellent. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to download it. And I bet Metallica wouldn't like me to do that, or at least Lars wouldn't like me to do that. Anyway, fuck you, Lars. I pulled out a little bit of like a rose out of my CD wallet. I was just driving and I reached in and grabbed anything. And this one's for Glenn. He was talking about how he couldn't find a good album the other day, and I feel like I just didn't bring the thunder for him. Like, he wanted something heavy, and I was not in my heavy mind frame, so I couldn't really hit him with the good stuff. But I pulled out Soulfly. I don't remember the name of the album because all I've had is just the CD itself for at least 15 years. But it's the Soulfly album where it's got the silhouette of him standing on a reef, and there's ocean in the background, and it just says Soulfly top. If anybody knows the name of that album, please post it in the comment underneath this so I can let Glenn know what the name of that CD is. CD's great. I listened to it on a drive from here to Mesa, start to finish, and it was just great. It was very animalistic, almost like South American meets fucking heavy metal. Really good shit, though. Really good shit. Max Cavalera, the lead singer, from what I understand, was the original singer for Sepultura. Then he ended up getting back with them, but then I guess he juggles both bands like many, many artists do nowadays. I can't do that. I can't even fucking really juggle, and you don't even know to what end that bothers me. So I'm really jealous that he can juggle 2 bands, because I can't even start a fucking band. Anyone want to start a band? You want to start a band? Let me know. Let me know. I'll pull my balls out on stage just to get a reaction. I don't care. And maybe I don't know. You know, I would say I would, and then I would say I wouldn't, but put me on stage and we'll find out. Anywho, Mom, don't come to the show if that's the case. Anyway, so today was a pretty good day. I blasted some some blasts, and I went to Fanoogies. I had a beer. Really not feeling. I kind of feel bloated. Kind of feel bloated from the beer. Had some wings, a couple fries. Blood sugar's good. Health is doing really good. It's up and down, but the window of up and down is slowly lowering. So it's gonna go up and down my blood sugar, but at least it's not skyrocketing or dropping super low. It's just in a smaller window, which is a good sign. So So that's that. That's today. But today, if I can get this up before the night ends, because I think it is going on 11, segues excellently into today's date. It is September 11th. Everybody's like, oh, remember September 11th. And to be honest with you, I've killed it with a very good knock-knock joke. I wish I remember where I heard it. But knock knock. 9/11. Thought you said you'd never forget. Love that joke. It's a tragedy. I mean, you can't paint any other picture out of what had happened. A lot of Americans. Scratch that. You know what? See, I'm going to where I was. My point is this. It wasn't just Americans that died that day. People died that day. And when I say people, I'm not like, just think of the people that are the terrorists. They died. No, I'm talking people. Lives were ended. I don't really know why, and I don't think anybody really got an answer, because all people wanted immediately was retribution, revenge. And that's all they focused on. They didn't want to focus really necessarily on the why, but I guess that's how the world works nowadays. Everybody keeps saying, remember where you were when it happened. Much like John F. Kennedy. And this will apply to John F. Kennedy when everyone's like, do you remember when Kennedy was shot? Well, do you remember where you were when 9/11 happened? Yeah, of course I do. You'll never forget that. You really won't. As joking aside, you can't forget something like that, especially if you live through it. Thankfully, my children did not have to live through something like that and see the kind of devastation and evil men do in the names of greed and stupidity and religion and just all-out ridiculousness. I, again, don't know why it happened, personally. I don't care. I care the fact that it did. But instead of asking yourself where you were 10 years ago when it happened, ask yourself where you're at now. Think about that. You've had 10 years to potentially learn humanity. And I think a lot of people have squandered that. Hopefully not my friends. None of you guys who are watching this. I don't believe that you squandered it. Because if you did, I wouldn't appreciate you. I wouldn't like you. I wouldn't be drawn to people like you. But look where you're at now. I think you people should do that. Don't focus on the negative. Focus on the positive. You move forward. You'll keep looking behind, you're going to trip over something. So, that's probably about as serious as I can get. I kind of feel like I should just fart in the camera, but I can't fart. God, it takes a lot out of me to be serious. Seriously. Oh, God. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyway, but, yeah, that's one thing I've been thinking about. It's just, not where I was, but, where's my journey taken me? What have I learned from a tragedy? And hopefully that's the reason tragedy hits people's lives, is to learn from it. I mean, you fall down, what do you learn immediately after you fall down? As a child, you fall down, you learn how to pick yourself up. You learn how to get up. You grab onto something and you just pull. So, unfortunately, I think a lot of people did pull onto the wrong thing. Like I said, revenge, retribution, conspiracies, religious aspects. Don't get me started on religion, because I know a lot of you people, when I say you people, I don't mean African Americans. I mean you viewers, you people. I like to make you think that you are people, not peons. I think, you people need to be awesome. I forgot where I was going with that. So I think you people should just be awesome. Pretty good one. Just be awesome. Or as, honestly, like one of the most prolific duos that have never yet graced this world yet, because it happened in the future. We based our civilization on our future when we saw them. When they time traveled to the future, they said, be excellent to each other. And as campy as that sounds, at the base of it all, it kind of is what we should be doing, if you ask me. God, I feel too patriotic. I don't even feel patriotic. I feel too positive. That's whatever. Anyway, special shouts out. What is going on tonight? Maybe it's because I'm not drinking beer. I don't know. But special shout outs tonight one for Fat Bees for taking me shooting, because that was dope, and I really enjoyed it. 2, my cousin Terry. He is traveling the world right now. Some of my cousins, some of my good friends know that he took a trip to Philadelphia for a few days, caught, I believe, my morning jacket, then hopped into New York, kind of when the hurricane was about to hit, so I'm glad he's safe. And from there, I believe he stayed in the UK for a day or two, and I believe his destination is now met somewhere in India. I know he can't watch us now because he is doing what Terry does, but I hope your travels are very good, man, and you know, I hope you're safe, and I hope you're being safe, but not too safe, because if you're too safe, you just can't have that great of a time, can you? Anyway, don't drink the water, don't follow anybody in the alleys, and please, if you hook up with a hot Indian chick, wrap it up, bro, because we don't know what's going on over there. I heard they pee in their streets, but that's just me being stereotypical, or stereotyping. You know, well, maybe I'm the stereotypical stereotyper. Anyway, hopefully Words with Friends will take stereotypical if I ever pull up enough letters. Anyway, that's about all I got. Oh, one last thing. I did actually order some video equipment on the cheap, because I am working on a budget here, but hopefully I like to think the next video is going to have a little bit of production in it. Not much, but a little. If you like these vlogs, please like them. I appreciate it. Comment. Tell me. Whatever. But more importantly, look at some of my other little videos. They're not like big and stuff, but they are pretty funny. The Batman Whacketh, Stevie A. West, Party Time. Just little things that have popped up in my life. I am, however, going to start filming some smaller things and maybe just do some montages instead of vlogs in my spare time. I don't know yet. I'll just keep on talking, okay? No matter what, I'll always have something to say about something, and I'll always rant for about 20 minutes because I can't seem to control it as we hit 18 now. Alright, so if you're strange, don't be a stranger, okay? See you guys later. Cheers.